Oh,
Welcome to the
awesome.
Metal Institute of Thrashology. I appreciate your time with me today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, it's all my pleasure. Today we have Karl from the killer Swedish band Tungsten, and I'm so excited to hear the rest of your new album. I heard your first four singles, and I think they're amazing.
Hmm.
I really
Thank
want to
you.
I really want to know. It seems like on your last album, Bliss, you guys leaned into the heavier side of it, things a little bit more, a little bit grittier and a little bit darker. And can we expect more from the singles that are remaining on the album?
Yeah, actually, it's quite similar to Bliss. Maybe the same vibe, a little more fiery. You can say more firepower and stuff. We actually released a single today called Lullaby, which is more of a traditional tungsten song. And then we have one single left before the albums comes out, and that's probably my favorite, actually.
Well, out of the singles you released so far, I like Lullaby the best. And I'll be honest, I was looking at the title of Lullaby when it came out this morning, and I thought to myself, like, oh no, here's a soft lullaby song but it completely different approach to a lullaby. I don't know what kind
Oh
of
yeah,
dreams I don't know what kind of dreams you're having, but that one was pretty dark.
yeah, it's a little horror story in a kind of way.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a nice like play on like a traditional lullaby.
Mm.
So having your brother and your father in the band, how cool is that? And how awesome is it to maybe tour with them and have like a entire family support system in in your profession, you know?
It's both ways actually. It can be really fun and really easy to cooperate with each other because we know each other very well.
Right.
So we know how we work together and such. But it can also be quite annoying, actually, to be with your father and your brother. It's like you want to strangle them sometimes. Like,
I
but
completely understand.
mm, the good thing with that is you get along much easier afterwards because it's
Okay.
family. So it's
Sure,
like
like I guess
okay,
making up afterwards. I'm sure you've been doing it
yeah,
since you guys were little kids fighting, you know?
yeah,
So,
exactly.
but I thought
So
that's
it's
really so how did you guys decide to start a band together? You just grew up playing instruments with your father and just kind of lend itself to starting a band?
yeah. Actually, me and my brother played along with each other quite a lot when we were kids and stuff. And then when we grew older, we started to do own songs and stuff. Like we got into this how to say songwriting kind of thing when we were older. Then my our father uh, had an idea to create a band together when we were like in the early stages of the 20s.
Okay.
Mm. So he had this idea to do like a project with me and my brother to do some. Then the music was a quite bit how to say interesting thing because we wanted to start out as a more progressive band like this more like Meshuggah
Okay.
stuff, but we thought we were not that quite good musicians to play it in
Sure.
sort of way, except our brother. He Niklas is more progressive musician, Meshuggah and stuff, all that things. And I'm more of a how to say a more industrial, more melodic metal
Okay.
guy, and our father is more old school. So,
Right. And that's what so when I first discovered you guys, I knew that your father was the Hammerfall drummer. And so I
mm,
expected like a straight power metal all the way through. But it's nice that you guys incorporate some of the heavier elements, especially
mm,
I've been a fan of Gothenburg Swedish death metal since, I don't know, maybe the 90s. And so it was
mm,
nice to see like some of even the Meshuggah sound like being layered in a thicker rhythm underneath the power metal. And
yeah.
even when you bring in and lean into like the folksy side of things, it still has
Mm,
that thick rhythmic crunch to it. And I think it's
Mm.
great too, like that if you're going to set your sights on a band, Meshuggah is a good one to set your sights on, influences. I mean, they're
Mm.
just phenomenal talent. And
Oh yeah.
if anybody can keep up with the drumming of Thomas Hockey, I think it's your dad might be able to. But what led
Oh.
so with your dad being such a legendary drummer, what led you guys to string instruments?
Uh, Both of us actually started on drums, but
Oh, okay.
when we were very small. But for me personally, I was too bored with drums in a sort of way. I wanted to be in front because I'm sort of a like I really like I say the whole theatrical things and stuff.
Sure. You like the whole experience of the show.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought when I was behind the drums, I was like trapped in a way, like in this cage. I
Yeah,
couldn't get the freedom that the other guys had. So I was like, no, I want to be in front.
for sure.
This is where I belong, like in a sort of
Yeah.
way.
And I'll be honest, when you go to shows, a lot of times I even forget a drummer's there just because he's wrapped around like so many, some of the
Mm,
like more extensive drum kits. There's
yeah,
so many things around it that you can't even see the drummer himself. So I
no.
completely understand that.
And then our father is really hate that he doesn't. Sometimes he have brought his own lights that he have on the drum podium that just shines on in the whole show,
Yeah.
just because of that. Because some gigs he have been thrown into darkness. You just hear him, you can't see anything. So it's like. Um, and so, some other shows we have put the drums in the front of the stage, like
Okay.
and the side. So we had him on the left side of the stage. So I was in the middle, and then like our vocalist, and then Niklas. So it's like
So
we use.
so when you move the drum kit around like that, does that mess with the sound that you hear? Like, does it bring a different playing style? I know some, like I've listened to some guitarists say like they have to be, right of the drums or left of the
Mm.
drums because that's what they're used to hearing. And I thought like if you guys are moving the drums around, would that mess with your sound on stage or?
Uh, Maybe in a little bit. I personally don't really uh, hear any difference because I'm so in my head on the songs when I play live. I play the whole scenario in my head, so the sound on the stage is for me in a way not really there. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
get it.
yeah, because I'm so into the music, so I'm like all over the place. So for me, I actually it doesn't matter how the sounds.
Okay.
Only if it sounds really bad, and I react to it. But like when we had it on the left stage, I had the drums like the crash cymbal, like right next to my ear. So I was like,
Yeah.
but it worked out in a way because I got because it was so loud. I got this power, like in a sort of way.
Yeah, I get it. But it's probably, I guess, like zoning out and then just almost like having the music is just being like a metronome. It's there, but you're not really paying attention to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the
So
same
no,
when yeah, sorry.
no, go ahead. You go.
Yeah, it's the same. When I was a drummer, we had this click track that all bands use nowadays. Then you get used to that because you don't know it's there, but you can't hear it. It's like part of the music in a way. When I was a drummer, so I think it's the same with every drummer. No, you just live the music. Mm.
So with you having a background in drumming, does that help your songwriting capabilities? I mean, I know in bass it's also the rhythm section, but I
Mm.
think drumming plus bass would give you almost like another weapon in your arsenal of songwriting.
Yeah, in a way, actually, the riffs is a little bit easier to make when you have this drumming experience in a way. So this hard like Rammstein riffs we have sometimes
Yeah.
is a lot more easier to write because of that, according to me.
Yeah. I really like the industrial sound you guys throw into the music too. I think that's like not heard of much in power metal. And
No,
honestly, like there's some power metal that I've listened to, and I'm like, it's just not for me because it's too lighthearted. It's too way too harmonious at times. But it's nice
yeah,
that your stuff has like a crunch and like a grounded level. So even if you have songs in your catalog that if you're feeling lighthearted and you want to listen to something lighter, you can. But if you want to listen to something darker and heavier, that's in there too. It really rounds out your sound and just it gives your band such like a more dynamic feel.
yeah, exactly. That's the point of our sound is to that everyone should be able to listen to it in a way. Even if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're happy, if you're motivational in a way. It's everything is in there.
Yeah, and it shows on like the 4 songs that you guys just released, even Lullabies. Lullabies in and of itself has the softer stuff and the darker stuff in it. But all
Mhm.
4 singles, while they are so different, they still have like a nice cohesive flow to them. So I'm
Mhm.
really want to see what the rest of the album's going to bring. So I
Mhm.
can't wait till October 18th. It
Yeah.
seems so far away now, but I'm sure it'll come
Mhm.
fast.
Yeah.
So
Actually, our next single, the one I think it's gonna be released in September sometime, which will be the last single. That is my personal favorite. That's a really theatrical song in a way, very powerful, epic song. So that's gonna be really fun to release.
So if
Actually.
you're from Sweden, and I always wanted to ask somebody in a Swedish metal band this, but why are you guys so heavy over in Sweden? You guys, and especially in Scandinavia, us in America always read how like Finland, Sweden, Norway, you guys have the happiest cultures. You guys are like thriving, and it's such a happy and place to be. But you guys have such a smaller population. But it seems like
Mm.
you guys are just churning out killer metal band after killer metal band, and it's just great to see the scene over there so strong.
Mm. I actually no idea why we do that. Actually, some say it's our water in a way. Maybe it's the cold environment here, or the darkness, because it's quite dark up here because we're so high up in
Yeah,
the north. So maybe it's something that you get more emotional in a way, or something that you put. I have no idea actually.
yeah, I never thought about it, but it's like every band that comes out of Sweden's heavy as hell, and I'll take it.
Mm.
I like heavy, so I'm not
Yeah,
complaining.
yeah.
So in support of the Grand Inferno, are you guys gonna tour? I'm assuming you're gonna tour Europe, but are you gonna make it stateside, you think?
We hope so. It has been a dream to perform at you guys actually very long. So we really hope for that.
Yeah, we do too. But I
It would be awesome.
I heard it's really hard to break into America just due to the fact even of like renting tour buses and like the logistical side of things, getting work visas, and a couple of the
Mm.
bands I talked to said it's just really difficult to get over to America. But I guess
Yeah,
once you get over here, then you have everything laid out.
yeah. Exactly. I've been to America once before, a couple of years back. I was in Denver, I think,
Okay,
uh, and played with youth band. I would say, like when we were kids, like
sure.
this. But that was quite fun. It was really great. You guys are really good audience, like I said. And up here in North, we're more like, yeah, yeah, it's good, it's good. But you guys are really, it's
I just
really
went
nice to see.
I just went to a show, I think last week or the week before, and there was like people doing backflips off the stage. And it was like this little venue. There might have been only 100 people in the crowd, but it was just such a killer
Mm,
crowd. So we definitely know how to treat you guys. If you're gonna bring the
yeah,
metal, you got to show up for it.
yeah, yeah. That's really awesome. That's wonderful to see.
Is there any bands that I saw? I think you guys Moonlight, or wait, who are you guys touring Sweden with after this?
We tour with Sonata Arctica now.
Antarctica, that's it. Yeah. I kept thinking Moonspell, but
Ah,
it's
yeah.
not Antarctica. I guess you'd tour with Moonspell too. They're a pretty killer band.
Yeah, that would be cool. They're really awesome. But, I like the whole Gothic vibe because I'm from that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. What bands? So what bands like you said Rammstein, but what other bands influence your sound the most? You think?
ooh, that's actually a concoction of a lot of bands, I think, because the original thing with Tungsten sound was that everyone put their own favorite genre like to a mix in a way.
Or
When as I said before, with yeah,
I
because like for
imagine your
instance,
tastes are similar to your brother's probably because of just age wise. But I imagine
mm,
your father's musical influences are probably way different than what you guys would have, unless he played it around the house, I guess, for you guys growing up.
yeah, he's really into this. His favorite band is Deep Purple in a way. So it's been a lot of that influence as well in Tungsten, the old school stuff that they did, like Fireball era, and I know this album Live in Japan is it called that? The
Oh, Purple?
legendary album. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if
I
that's
know
the
that.
name of it, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That album he played for us when we were very small, so that we grew up without listening to that one a lot.
Yeah, I
So it's a
grew up.
little bit of that.
I was listening to the blues as a kid, and I don't know how I got
Mm.
into death metal, but I guess all music comes from blues, so you just take what you can get.
Yeah, it was same with me. My favorite band was actually Motley Crue a long time when I
Okay.
was a kid. But then Hammerfall played a show with in Denmark where Rammstein played as well, and I have never heard of them. Then I saw them live for the first time, and see them live and never heard them for was like a what is this? So
Yeah.
my whole experience of music just opened up a whole new door after that show, and that's why I stayed since this. Actually,
Rammstein. So Rammstein's probably your favorite band then?
oh yeah, yeah, Rammstein and Pain actually from Sweden as well.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not familiar with Payne's catalog. I might have to check them out. But
it's
I'll take
Tungsten is quite similar to them, but more we're more focused. They're more melodic industrial metal
I'll check
in
it
a way.
out. There's a band from
Mm,
Sweden I like a lot called Against I. They have more of like a industrial metal sound, and I hope
mm.
that's where I listen to them a lot. That was my big thing. But
Okay.
so how has RPM Music been helping you guys
Ooh,
out with the release of this album? I hear great things about the label.
they're awesome. They're a dream come true in a way. Like for us, is really nice people, good how to say work ethics.
Yeah,
How to say?
yeah.
Yeah, they're really awesome. They have we couldn't ask for more actually.
I heard
It's
they're
perfect.
very supportive, like
Mm.
very supportive and great, just pushing the artists out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, is there any countries that you haven't played yet that you'd want to play besides America?
Uh, where it's maybe Asia, Japan have been would be cool to play. Iceland is a dream as
Yeah,
well.
I've always
And
wanted to go to Iceland. I've
oh
always
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to.
I was there last year actually with my mother and brother, and it was it feels like you come into another planet. Maybe it's it's insane
Is
to be
it?
there.
You mean beauty wise or?
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. It was actually 1 month before the volcano erupted there last
Okay.
year. It was like okay, we avoided that.
Did they know it was about to erupt when you were there?
It was on it was coming to or something. It was started to erupt, but not really. So it was like it can happen, but maybe not in a way. When we were there.
Do you think the heaviness of tungsten might have caused the Earth to quake or Earth
Maybe.
to erupt? Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
that'd be pretty cool if that'd be cool publicity for you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, a
So
fun thing. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. I'd rather hear yours.
Okay, a fun thing. Before we were called Tungsten, we were called Strokkur, which is a geyser on Iceland. The big one that is quite popular, I think. So
And what?
We were
How do you pronounce it?
Strokkur, I think it's pronounced, or something. Yeah.
I'll look it up. I'm into like geological stuff, so I'll look up that kind of stuff. But I lived in Japan for a while, and with you saying you wanted to go over there and play, I think they have insane crowds too, and I think your music would translate really well over there. They love their heavy metal, so I think you guys should definitely trek out to Asia.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool. And as of course, America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any talks about coming over here yet? Like, I'm sure you guys are kicking the idea around.
We have discussed it. The whole thing is how we're gonna do it, or with or if we're gonna jump on some other artists tour or something. But we have planned it in a way. Let's see, and we see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could always start the planning and then, come back and revisit it if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But I would love for you to come over America. I'd bring all the boys out. We'll support you for sure.
Awesome. That will be really cool. Just get in touch and we can, if we play that, we can get you in. So
awesome. Thank you. So if you came to America and let's just say you headlined, what bands would you bring with you?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Actually, yeah. Maybe some label mates, maybe some locals would be cool. For me personally, I would bring some. It depends how many bands you bring.
Like if you got to make the decision, and you could bring 2 bands with you, who would it be?
That would be. Ooh, that would be hard.
You got to go with Rammstein, right?
Yeah. If they support us, it will be quite an experience.
That'd be a weird show with having Rammstein as the opener.
Yeah. People will be like, "What?"
I saw the pain. I've never seen Rammstein live, but one of my buddies went and he showed me. I think they played like a stadium in Philadelphia, and they had these massive fire structures. And I was like, I wouldn't even care if they played music. They could just show up and do a fire show, and I would have been good. But their music is definitely, so good. So you picked a good band to like. Do you listen to do you like any thrash metal?
Oh yeah, I like Slayer a lot, Metallica, Megadeth, the old legends.
So was there any metal growing up as a youth that like the bassist led you to say like, oh, this is why I want to be a bassist, or this is like where I want to take my sound to?
Actually, it's quite a fun story. I started out with the guitar. I just did this power chords thing because I thought all the regular chords was too hard to learn, actually, and stuff. So it's like, bass only has 4 strings. I do that instead. It's easier and it's more, funnier to play, according to me.
Well, yeah, I also think bass too has like a different energy to it. I picked up, I just started playing guitar about 2 years ago, and I'm absolutely horrible at it. And so I even watched where they said Max Cavalera from Sepultura only keeps 4 strings on his guitar. And I was like, oh man, that sounds way simpler to me. But like when you hear the bass, it has more of an electric rumble to it versus like, like arpeggios or something like that. So you look to guys like I always look to like Lemmy and Steve Harris. Like if you pulled those guys out of the mix, the band would fall apart. It would just be like thin as water. So some bassists, when I hear the bass line just separate from themselves, it just sounds so different and it sounds so powerful and bass. So I wondered if that's maybe what led you as a kid, like, oh, I feel this power.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, actually.
So does your brother give you crap about being a bassist? Because like I know my guitar friends always crap on the bassists about how it only has 4 strings, dude.
Yeah. No, it's probably the opposites.
Like, so are you the younger brother or the older brother?
I'm the older one.
So that might play a different dynamic then, right?
Yeah. actually.
That's
But he's more the boss in a way. It's like you need to do this, you need to do that. Where other ones are like it's
but
he's
it's
the more structural one.
but I think that with all you guys being so like different personalities from each other, it probably works really well in the band because I'm sure in a like you said earlier, like you can make up really easy versus like if you have this guitarist that you just got in an argument with over you didn't like his riff or whatever, then the whole band could crumble. Or
Yeah,
whereas it seems like easier to repair fences in a family.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I think in a way. So
Is he your only brother?
uh, yeah, he's my only how to say a whole brother.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah,
mean. He's your only
yeah,
like your bloodline brother.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. I have two younger ones. That's half blood
Do
in a
they
way.
play? They play music too?
Uh, no, not really. But our sister, who's actually in the music video to Lullaby, um, that's gonna be released, I think, in a couple hours. Actually, oh yeah,
Okay, I'll have
yeah.
to check it out.
She's yeah. It's quite cool. It's this regular performance video, but it's a little more. We play in a abandoned factory with that has a lot of I would say nature in it and stuff. So, and our sister is like a little ghost girl who sings the hush little baby na, 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 na,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
So she actually sang those vocals?
And not on the album, but she how to say it, she mimicked them on
Yeah,
the video. Yeah.
yeah. Because I
On
was
the
gonna say,
album on the album is actually two friends of mine where I went to this songwriting camp in a way, songwriting school
yeah,
actually, and I got to know uh, how to say schoolmates there
yeah,
who
yeah,
recorded that. So
yeah. Because I was gonna say if that was your sister, she has a beautiful voice. But I guess your schoolmates do. So
yeah,
it's nice that they could come help out and you could help them out too.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So with having two brothers and a dad in the music business, can dad kind of help you out like on touring to avoid like shady contracts and like shady deals with management and promoters and clubs? Being
Oh,
that
oh yeah. Mm.
he had the seasoned veteran in him, did you guys have to go through the same types of like struggles that like little smaller up and coming bands had to?
Uh, not really actually, because our father was very, as you said, he was very, uh, how to say,
Like a
very
veteran?
careful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
careful with the contracts and stuff.
That's
So
great.
yeah, that's really good to have this. If he thinks a deal is bad and stuff, he's like, no, we shouldn't do that and stuff. So
Yeah. Now does he still do you guys still like hang out with Hammerfall? Does he still stay in contact with Hammerfall and you guys
uh,
support each other, or did he
yeah,
leave did he leave to start the band with you, or
no, I think he left back in 2014. I think it was 10 years ago now.
wow.
Time flies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think he had like I think it was done in a way. But there are no grudges between them. They still hang out. We met them on Sweden Rock now this year, which is a festival in Sweden, quite big rock festival.
Sure.
And
Now I just
we
seen
met.
I saw you guys just played a couple festivals in Europe this summer. And yeah, I
Hmm?
think you have one or two more left.
Yeah, we have one left here in Sweden, a little bit smaller town festival in a way.
So do you prefer festivals or do you prefer like shows behind barricades or maybe even little intimate club shows or
I think I prefer every single one in a different way, if you can say that. Like bigger concerts where it's a big stage and stuff with a large audience. It's more epic feeling. It's more powerful. It's like whoa, in a way. But the clubs and stuff, it's more personal feeling. That's more you connect more with the audience in a way. So both is cool at in different ways in a way.
sure. We have a small venue in Pittsburgh where I live, And
Hmm?
it's a record shop that it was an old church that they turned into a concert venue called Preserving Concerts. Great venue. But they have 3 different stages, and you can, like, it's so small and so intimate that when I go to shows now at stadiums or even like some of the biggest venues, it almost ruins the show for me because I can't see. I'm getting old. I can't see I can't see the stage anymore. The sound isn't up
Yeah.
to par. So I really like the smaller venues, and I always wonder, as an artist, that could come with some, I think, hecklers in the crowd and some bad shows. So I always thought you guys would like stadiums far better.
Yeah, okay. For me, personal, it's both ways in a way. So,
But in festivals too, you probably get to see a lot of your old friends and get to hang out with like a lot of the bands, meet new contacts. It has to be a great time.
oh yeah, yeah, it's really fun, especially on these a little bit bigger festivals. It's really cool. You meet a lot of people that you looked up to when you were a kid and stuff, and a teenager.
Yeah.
And so it's like, there he is, or there she is. It's like really weird in a way.
So is there any pieces to your sound, like your bass or a certain amp or a certain effect that you have to have that you have to have for your playing style?
Uh, Not really. Only that it's gonna sound really heavy, because we play in this low tuning. I use a 5-string bass
Okay.
in Tungsten, so that we play in drop A, which is quite low in a way. So it's like I want to have that heavy sound.
Yeah.
And only if I have that, it's good, and maybe a little disc and stuff. So I
Okay.
get this clangy, bang, bang, in a way.
Like a metallic sound.
Yeah, that's the perfect sound, I
What
think.
kind of basses do you use?
I actually use nowadays. I use a Ibanez. I think it's the something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ibanez is good enough for me.
yeah, yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I've met some guitarists who are, well, guitars are different, but I've met some who's like, I only have to have this one. And then other guys will say, like, I need 15 because, we're
Oh,
constantly changing tunings or so you guys pretty
yeah,
much stay in drop A for most of your songs?
yeah. We usually that. Then sometimes I tune up to B in some songs because some songs are tuned a little bit different in live. Uh, so we tune between songs like and stuff.
Yeah. I'm not at that level yet. So like I'm not quite there. So your bass sound though, was there anybody, like any artists that you tried to mimic, like Steve Harris or
I think I have two actually. I think it's Joey DeMaio from Manowar. I think his sound is really awesome. It's powerful. It's loud. It's one of my how to say you look up to, like
one of
that's
your
a cool,
influencers or
yeah,
yeah.
influencer, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is Nolly Getgood from Periphery, if you
Okay.
know them. Mm.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, his bass sound is like he has a Dingwall bass, I think, and I try to mimic that sound, but it's really hard when you not have a Dingwall. So it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Right, I get it. But they're another band. They're sweet. Are they Swedish?
Periphery.
Yeah.
No, I think they're American
Oh, I thought
band.
they were European. I'm not a I'm
Okay.
I haven't listened to Periphery too much, but so
Mm.
I'm not too familiar with their catalog, but maybe I should be if you like them.
Yeah, it's very progressive. It's like I see it like a melodic version of Meshuggah in a way,
Okay.
kind of.
I've listened to like a few of their songs, but I'm not as I should say skilled, or I'm not as educated as I should be in their catalog. We'll put it that way.
Mm, mm.
But hey, maybe I'll get there today or over the weekend.
Yeah, yep. I knew my brother listened to them a lot when he was younger. It was so I heard them.
And they're tuned way down too, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have like 8-string guitars
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, every time I see a video or a picture of what Misha Mansour, I see like he has like 4 more strings on his guitar. It's like I think he just keeps stapling necks together and like
Yeah,
it's just so many strings. But they
yeah.
sound great, so you can't really complain about it.
Mm.
Is there
My
any
my
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go.
Okay. My brother actually has a lot of 8-string guitar because he's the progressive musician. Actually, me and my brother has a side project where we play this fall genre. If you know what that is,
No, I don't.
it's like Meshuggah, but it's way more weird in a way. So
Okay.
we have
I'm,
a side project where I scream and growl and stuff, and he does the music.
I'm gonna message you after this, and I'm gonna have to get that name, so I'll look it up, and then
Okay.
that way I'll get familiar with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, I hate to cut it short, but we're running out of time. I wanted to
Okay.
thank you today for taking the time to speak with me today. And I wanted to say that the Grand Inferno, I'm so excited to see it coming out. I think it's great so far, what I heard, and I can't wait to hear the rest of it. And hopefully, I'll get to see you guys in America this year or next
Let's
year.
hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Thanks again. I really appreciate it, Karl. And I wish you
Mhm.
guys nothing but the best.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, really.